How's everybody doing? Woo! Hold on. I done had this is my first full day of teaching with the kids, and I'm excited, extra excited to be here. Can I get some more energy? How y'all doing? Okay, there you are. All right, so I'm gonna spit three poems for you. I'm gonna get a little personal with y'all. Is that all right? A little personal? Yeah. And then I'm gonna get a little light, and then I want to get a little serious with you. Is that cool? Okay. All right, cool. So let me ask this quick question before I spit this first poem. Anybody ever been sort of like digging for family history, trying to find pieces of their lineage? Sometimes it's not always easy to do. Sometimes, grandma moms doesn't want to give up the information, so we gotta dig, right? So, I was digging, I was investigating, and I'm sitting with my grandmother, and she, one too many martinis, and the story just kind of slips out like a joke, but it's like actually really serious. And so I was like, wait a minute, I need you to roll back real quick and explain that. And after explaining it, I had to write this poem. So this is called Shadow Black. At the age of 9, a little girl steps to me, demanding that I publicly label my complexion. My hair's texture and crust of white red colored skin, irreconcilable with my black girl body language and sister slang talk. Tamika belts out, "Is you white?" while slinging attitude from neck rolls. This the first inkling of the untold origin held hostage in these veins. It was not until I was 20 when grandmother explained that embedded in the lines of our light skin are the lynch stories of black men exoticized when white ones weren't looking. Didn't even learn of her true birthday until well past my age, the unrequited half of grandmother's French Canadian. Great-grandmother closeted our bloodline's existence as a part of her lineage, tried to skeleton evidence of her weekly sessions with the jungle gym whose lust she unlocked back doors for after warmly sending her white husband to work out the front. Upon the colored milkman's weekly deliveries commenced their illicit activities. Then came her belly bursting with repercussions, left the married white woman delivering a baby too dirty to be her husband's, so she tucked it in the darkness to that unseen. But the Africa in grandmother's blood, any race with that Sally Hemings kind of black. So I stand here, descendant of the byproduct of some white woman's horrible accident. Grandmother was baby packed away in a shoebox at the bottom of a closet. Because of the black in her, my bloodline bleeds the kind of black that white women hide away in shadows. Great-grandmother hid baby girl in the dark like coal found inside Christmas stocking, but her shed of melanin always sweeps itself from under public carpets, that kind that comes unexpected when milkwoman throws pelvises in bed corners. But once she went black, grandmother was baby refusing to let unwanted lineage be put back, this olive-tainted infant struggling to exist between fits of shakes and screams, belting for breath from the cracks of a cardboard shoebox. Come to her rescue was colored housekeeper, keeping boss lady's domestic virtue seemingly pristine, quietly clearing her closet of soiled secrets. Maid delivered the baby to the only hands willing to take her. Grandmother nurtured to fruition by the grandchildren of slaves. Finally face to face with why she's about 10 shades lighter than both her parents. I fully claim my one drop because my grandmother's choice was box locked, her white erasing the shadows of some white woman's bedroom closet, so do not tell me that I am Puerto Rican. The roots of my family tree diasporically traced. So keep your questioning looks to self about why I say rocking Afro woman fisted t-shirts, the black in my blood unkempt. Tamika's question. Quicksand in reverse. Purging secret of white womb plenty with colored semen sunken behind closed doors. So 16 years later, this answer I relate to her. My crust of white red colored skin. The mark of third-generation warrior woman birthed from cross-colored conception. The kind that will not be erased by your house nigga misconceptions. My lineage will not be decimated by your good hair names because I do not claim them. I am shoebox, closet, shadow, black. I'm gonna get a little light with you, real quick, little light. So in light of recent events, Obama's been elected, and there are a lot of thoughts. Everybody's got opinions and thoughts, and so I decided to put my little 2 cents in. Is that cool? Can I get a 2 cents?
2 cents, yeah.
This is a little newer, so it's still on paper. So bear with a sister. That's cool. All right, so this is called Obama You in 6 parts. 1. Barack walks with an invisible pimp cane lean.
He does.
Will he turn out to be more MLK than MX? More studacious than Michelle and the world know? Would that make him more black in that dap from your boys kind of way? One hand holding pants above penis line, the other held in cupping position on Unicity blocks talking, let me Obama you, girl. Single ladies have to look for hope elsewhere. 2. If Michelle Obama was white, she and Barack, a reenactment of the Boondocks neighbors. Sasha and Malia, their black or white children's confusion for all the world to comment. Obama's name slick as resentment out the mouths of women from that ABC News special on the single black female problem. 3. Is Obama's nuclear color and family a relic Ebony and O magazine tried to revive? The poster family, single successful black women plaster in their hearts on a Friday night at the club, hope that some black men still want the Cosby family too. 4. Obama could have passed half a cup of salt in his genetic recipe. Rusty would say he depassed himself by marrying Michelle, the descendant of gorillas. 5. Barack, like his daughter's hypoallergenic dog, a cute puppy face minus the dander of blackism's middle America flocked behind gated suburbia to escape. Obama's comment of protest as Skip Gates run in with the police, his dander of blackness scratched to the surface in spite of political training. Liberals post-racial America sneeze from reality's nose. 6. Obama, the Willie Horton of politics, accused of robbing and raping America at policy points. Some future Republicans' white America fear tactic to push his campaign. This is my last piece. Before I say that, I just really want to say thank you for your ears and listening, and thank you to the Inspired Word for having me out. Much appreciated, and I'm feeling the energy in the room. And so this is my last piece.
Woo! You go, girl!
And I'm so excited to hear Tom listen do his thing. So
He sucks.
definitely. All right, so just a quick intro. I've really been a bit obsessed with the war lately, and I can't stop really writing about it. And so this is like one of the third poems that out of many free writes that I've put together about it. And I guess what really sort of disturbs me about it the most is how distant people seem to be from it on a regular basis, even though it's been going on for years. And I think sometimes one of the only things that pulls people out of that distance and brings things more close to home is stories that pop up in the news of people who've been so like dismembered by the war that they can't recover. And so this is a poem in two voices about a true incident that happened about 2 years ago, where a woman on 125th Street assaulted an army recruiter coming out the recruiting office on 125th Street. And so I wrote a poem from her perspective. So this is my persona poem. And yeah. An army recruiter leaving work was brutally stabbed by a crazed woman in Harlem yesterday. Field reporters never tell the whole story when it's complicated. Like how blown off arms and legs of bodies spray wings of blood and fly away from them. No ceremoniously folded flag or factory-made Purple Heart will make the families of the ones who didn't make it back and even partial living pieces see some honor sitting at their dinner table's empty chair. LaShawn Linton, 28-year-old suspect, served in the Air Force, according to her father. No reporters ever asked me what happened. Why an Air Force veteran would turn on her own, just mention my weekly therapy appointments like half the people in this damn city don't rely on therapy to get by. These low-budget veteran therapy appointments haven't begun to suck up the dead bodies flooding me tsunami-like in my sleep. While idle on the train, at the sight of my father chefing my favorite home-cooked meal, my face turning some camouflage color of green, the woman who slept on the bunk below me comes apart at the stomach. The skin of her torso splays all open in a smile of worms, skin curling back, peeling until there are lips. Staff Sergeant Sarah Charles, 28 of the Bronx, was walking from the recruiting center on 125th Street at 1 p.m. when she was approached by LaShawn. And for a second, all I can hear is not the bullet curling up in the blanket of my left eye's flesh, Not even her hoarse voice dying over the telling of it as we realize she will not be sewn back together in time to be bunk buddies another night. Just the slithering sound of moist innards moving snake-like to escape her body pierces the thick film of shock clogging my brain's synaptic passageways as I watch her. Sources said Linton, who had just left her therapist's office, apparently didn't like the way Charles looked at her, and when I saw her with those two teenage boys outside their recruiting office, my gut gurgled at her lips, curling outward, sweet-talking G.I. Joe patchwork personas for those boys to paper doll themselves into. They could have been my cousins, my high school boyfriend or best friend, and I know what a family is like when the child they gifted to the war teeming with life comes back a lemon of a body and mind. The piercing devastation that eclipses a parent's face when they are first met with their veteran of a son or daughter. The two began to exchange words. The suspect then whipped out a knife. An eyewitness said LaShawn then plunged it into the 8-year-old veteran's chest, stomach, and leg. The military, some shady car repair shop they entrusted the love of their lives with. Returning to them only jalopy remains, and no explanation can ever be good enough. When I saw that recruiter's fingernail grin, smooth with the talk of patriotism, tongue slithering out intestine-like exposed for all its grotesqueness, my belly started to kick out at her as if it wanted to rip itself open and show her what she will be responsible for when another one doesn't come home. These hands gliding through the air with the rhythm of post-traumatic hysteria. For all the mothers and fathers who wake up from nightmares so vividly repulsive. Visions of the constellation of wounds their children became under the Middle Eastern sky. The wind working to make them a new skin. Patching their wounds with sand to stop the bleeding. Mother Nature their only attendant before their body's nightfall. And no matter how pretty this government packages cheap metal, poorly painted purple, no manufactured honor can ever fill the chairs at kitchen tables for the families of the dead. Sean Linton was charged with attempted murder.
Give it up for Charan P.